Hey team, here we are. It's week 10, and we're getting started with our program. One thing I want to remind you, Ironman training and racing, or any long course triathlon training and racing for that matter, is a year-round process. It doesn't happen week 16 towards race day. No, it's a year-round process. It starts last year, it starts 5 years ago. It's all about changing your physiology to be an endurance athlete. And it's something that you need to focus on and be dedicated to year-round. Training never ends. You might change your training a little bit. You might switch things up, training intensity, training focus. Obviously, there's something known as periodization, which you might be familiar with, where you change your focus throughout the course of a year in different cycles, and that's fine. But training is a year-round process, especially if you're getting ready for long course racing like the Ironman distance. So that's one very important thing. For this 10-week out period, we want to focus on developing a pattern, okay? That's our focus for this week. You need to have a very well-defined pattern of training each week, because that will give you consistency, it will help discipline you to get the workouts done, and you're going to see better results that way. And your pattern doesn't have to be in any particular design, really. It can fit into your schedule. I mean, let's face it, some people can put in their long bike rides and runs on the weekend because that's when they have off from work. Others need to do it during the week. So it just really depends on your lifestyle and when you can fit different workouts in. I like to have long rides and runs on the weekend. Typically the week builds up and the week workouts are a little bit shorter with higher intensity, and then the weekends are longer, higher volume, and then typically Monday or Tuesday might be a day off to recover from that big block of work that your body's been put through. But it really depends on your schedule. Now, if you're following my program or one of my programs from CoachTroy.com, you'll see that pattern develop and evolve. But oftentimes I will adjust programs according to the athlete's individual needs. Okay? There are some key workouts each week. This particular week, the key workout will be one of our longer swim workouts. That's one. And I'd also like to make a key workout your longer run workout. Now, where should your training volume be right now in your overall training program? Here we are 10 weeks out from your big race. Well, again, that varies according to ability level. But typically, I'll have athletes running, for example, upwards of an hour and a half to 2 hours at the high end for their longer aerobic run. So they might be covering anywhere from, say, 8 miles up to somewhere in that maybe 14 to 15 mile range, depending on their level and ability. Okay? So volume is moderately high now. Again, you come into this 10-week period already in really good aerobic endurance shape, or you should be. Okay? So volume's pretty high, and you're also incorporating some tempo work into your weekly plan for the swim, the bike, and the run. So there is some intensity. We talked about race rust. You don't want to be race rusty at this point. You want to have had done a couple different races prior to this 10-week period so that you're in good shape and your mindset is in that competition mode at this point in time. All right? Very important. So I'm getting ready to go out on my run. We're going to do some dynamic stretches first before we head out, and this is what I recommend you do as well. I want you to stay focused on developing your pattern of training and sticking to it. That's our main thing. Have a good week. Listen to your body. We talked about intuitive training. It's really important. You have this schedule, which you need to follow as best you can, but you also need to listen to your body because your body does not lie. If your legs are overly tired or you don't feel like training for some reason and you just can't get the mojo going, that's a good indication that you might need to take a day off. So always listen to your body. That's really key. Also, let's focus on preventive maintenance, okay? Make sure you're getting plenty of sleep. Make sure you're eating well. Make sure you're doing all these things to keep your body in really top form as you begin piling more and more workload onto it, more and more training onto it. Because the more training you do, the more susceptible you are to injury, overtraining, and all these other bad things. So you've got to make sure you take really good care of yourself as your volumes continue to grow over the next few weeks. All right? So let's do our stretches. Let's go out on our run. I hope you have a great week of training. If you have any questions, please go to my website, CoachTroy.com, or shoot me an email, Troy@CoachTroy.com, and I'll do my best to answer them however I can. But I look forward to hearing your results from this week, so get to it.